So after losing everything, AH is reportedly trying to go through with that book deal that she discussed, which wouldn't just be a disaster, but an epic one in the making, because she would get sued, an insurance company would not cover these costs again. I'm sure they wouldn't touch her at all. And the last time she had an exclusive, more people tuned into wrestling than decided to listen to what she had to say. What's more is that she's reportedly demanding $15 million to tell her truth, not the truth, her truth at this payday, which is a staggering sum when you consider other books that have made it to the press, and many of these books, they had a much, much larger audience. What makes this even more interesting is the source that's been discussing this with the mainstream media, saying that this is essentially a plot for revenge. That's right. She doesn't like her ex's comeback, so she would be doing a tell-all. You and I, we're going to talk about this today. Didn't work out very well last time, did it? Crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently, man. AH's PR, it sounds like it's kicking into high gear yet again. And this stuff, it doesn't really sound good for AH. I mean, here we have Fandom Wire talking about the exclusive from Radar.com, where this is discussed with a quote-unquote source, noting after losing everything, AH is reportedly demanding $15 million for an anti-JD book deal in which she would be sharing her truth. Not the truth, mind you, her truth with the world. And when you read the source article on this, it sounds like PR that really went off the tracks. Why? Well, when you tell people that you're wanting to share your truth, not the truth again, but your truth in litigating something. She wants to, quote unquote, rewrite the narrative surrounding her name after the contentious court war with JD. And just saying, you want to do this in an explosive tell-all. So it's not just a tell-all, it's going to be an explosive one. That's how you get sued. And I'm going to tell you for a fact that somebody would indeed sue her. If it's not JD, it would be Adam Waldman or many of the other people that she might decide to throw under the bus. Now, the source behind this actually has a lot to say about motivation, too. Talking about how she won't be silenced and she's not going to go away, which other outlets interestingly point out the hypocrisy to. I mean, here you have Fandom Wire pointing out that earlier AH had decided to move on. I mean, after she had to drop her appeal, she said that she was done, but now it's a huge about face. And the source that is talking about this, they kind of let that out of the bag, talking about how JD's comeback, that's her problem. I mean, listen to this. I think it says plenty on what you would see there and the motivations behind doing everything here. Quote, she won't be silenced, said a source about her potential memoir plans, explaining she was harassed online by social media trolls. You know who's going to come into the crosshairs with this kind of stuff. And she was subject to specific type of threats as her court battle with JD unfolded. Notes, quote, she felt she was treated very badly during the trial. She feels like the victim here, added the insider, who said she has grown frustrated with being painted as a quote-unquote liar by her critics while her ex makes a comeback. So you have a source that is reportedly close to AH detailing a revenge plot to the media, essentially saying AH lost everything. She doesn't have anything anymore. So in order to get that back, she's going to do an explosive tell-all because JD, he's having film success. He's made $20 million off Dior, and she doesn't like that at all. Now, the source on this goes further, too, talking about monetary figures, saying, yeah, for her to do this, she would want $15 million. And the way that this is written up, it sounds like open PR, like I said. It sounds like shopping for a book deal. And that number, it is absolutely insane, considering what other people have gotten paid for books. Here's TheGuardian.com. They're talking about printing money, 10 of the richest book deals of all time. I mean, consider this. She would be making more money than J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling gets on average $2 to $8 million per book. Or James Patterson. James Patterson, he pulled down an estimated $500 million for his publisher in 2 years. He makes less money on average per book than she would get for hers. I mean, we're talking about, too, when you get down to people that have well-recognized names, that would be more than the Pope John Paul II. He ended up getting paid. Yeah, that's almost double that. We're talking about money that goes into people like the Clintons. My Life with Bill Clinton, $15 million. Hard Choices by Hillary Clinton, $14 million. And when you think about audience and publishers' incentives, I mean, you can see that this thing would be a giant fail. I mean, consider this. When A.H. was at her most recognizable, that means right after the trial, you had Elaine, her lawyer. She had been going out doing interviews, but A.H. hadn't spoken to anyone at all. She decided to give the exclusive to Dateline NBC. I mean, listen to how this goes here as far as viewership and demo, which is your advertiser rating. In the latest TV ratings, Dateline NBC Sit Down with A.H. on Friday night drew 2.3 million total viewers and a 0.2 demo rating, down 18 and 50% week to week to mark the news magazine's second smallest audience since November and a season low in the demo. I mean, to compare that, the thing that outdoes everything, you have 2020, they have reruns here. They pull a larger audience pool than Dateline NBC and A.H. In fact, if you look at the other numbers, you have Fox's Friday Night SmackDown. They pull the same audience, but they pull a larger demo rating, which means advertisers, they would have 3 times the impact here than with A.H. I mean, you have Soul of a Nation. It pulls the same demo rating and almost pulls the same amount of viewers. I mean, you're talking about a book that would fail and fail utterly. The craziest part about this is it sounds like she wants to get sued too, and she would be out of pocketing that, or her publisher, they would have to pay, because remember, she is in contentious litigation with her last insurers, plus she was found guilty, malicious intent, when it came to the Washington Post publication. Yeah, I mean, this is an epic disaster in the making. It sounds like desperation. You have insiders talking about it and more, but let me know what you think about this. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Want to help out the channel? Links are in the description. Check those out. Share this around everywhere too. And thank you. Appreciate you. Gonna end here. Thanking you again.